we are out and about enjoying the sunshine. It is mid of March, but we have 10 degrees plus and the sun feels so freaking warm. Okanagan. As you can see, I'm on the Softail Slim today and Andy's on the Heritage Classic. And that is for a reason, because today we want to talk a little bit about like the modifications we already did to the Slim. We bought the Softail Slim last year in July, bone stock, so brand new. And we already knew right from the get-go that we had a couple of modifications we had to do right from the get-go. So the very first thing we actually did was changing the lights to smoke lenses and to LED lights. So just a little bit brighter, it looks a little bit sharper. But then one of the biggest changes we did was changing the exhaust pipes basically. So we purchased slip-ons from Vance & Hines and installed them ourselves in the garage. It was day and night. Oh man, here, guys, this view. That was day and night when it comes to the sound, so she started to sound like a Harley. But because of COVID, everything really was backordered, so it took forever and 3 days for the pipes to actually to come in like originally. And then same with the black heat shields, because the Softail Slim as a stock really has quite a little bit of chrome and stainless steel on them, but we want to black her out as much as we can. So the heat shield and the black exhaust just was one of the first things that Annie and I agreed on. They have to go. And then in perfect timing for the winter, we bought basically a couple of things that we just didn't want to do while we can still ride, so we didn't want to sacrifice any riding days. So we have the riser right here. So they are the, my future me is going to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're the 4-inch pullbacks. So they just raise the handlebars up a little bit and back a little bit, so you sit just a tiny bit straighter without needing to change the entire handlebars and the entire cables with it. For us it was an easy fix to just get the handlebars a little bit closer to us. And then one big thing is this fella here on the side, the air intake cover with it and the air filter in general. We just realized when we put the new pipes on, their air intake ratio was just not the greatest anymore, and we wanted to make it to the full stage 1, which means air intake. And we were contemplating for quite a while if we should get a tune done as well or not, but after seeing a couple of YouTube videos that just like the before and afters, we just realized that the bike would run so much smoother if we tune it, especially after, like I said, that new exhaust and the new air intake. Whew, that was really bumpy right there. So we just talked to our dealership and they did like all of these changes while our bikes were in with the storage at the dealership anyways. So 2 birds with 1 stone. We didn't have to sacrifice on any riding days, and the moment we picked them back up, they were ready to go. So we just want to see if we can find a nice cute spot to park at, so I can show you all the parts a little bit in more detail. But first, let's enjoy the view. Lake Okanagan. All right. Okay, so we found a perfect, beautiful, oh no, that's too sunny. We found a beautiful spot just here along Lake Okanagan. So let's dive into a little bit more detail on what we did. So these here are the risers I was talking about. The original stock ones do come in chrome, not in black. So this is just part of us blacking it out even further. And you can see here, nice Harley Davidson logo. Just beautiful. Another reason why we went with these 4.5-inch pullback risers is really because we didn't have to touch the brake line nor the clutch line, so we didn't have to replace those, which comes in a little bit cheaper than if we would have to switch it back. So this is just the maximum they recommend on picking without going into major changes with like the cables and the wires and extra cost to switch them out and reinstall them. And these are the beautiful smoke lenses I was talking about with the LED lights in there. So when we turn them on, it's nice and bright and white. I mean, as bright as it can get during pure daylight, but not yellow. And we kind of want to do the same thing here on the back too. So right now we still have the red covers on it, but we want to change them to the smoke lenses as well, together with the LEDs inside, so it just gets brighter. And then talking about this guy here as well, we might want to change that out to just be a little bit more streamlined, but a little bit more slick, and potentially have the entire license plate moved over to the side. But this will be a work in progress until we can figure out which parts we need exactly and how we want to make it happen. But yeah, the more elegant and minimalistic we can get it, the better it is. Hi! Okay, and then this here is the new air intake and air filter with a new cover on it. Isn't that just beautiful? So together with our new air intake now and these beautiful vents and hind slip-ons we have, the Slim runs so much smoother and so much more steady. And she sounds amazing. She just sounds so good. Better than the Heritage Classic with Cobra pipes on them. But there will be a comparison coming. Oh, and then of course, I almost forgot. Look at these new cribs. So we switched them out from the standard stock ones that are actually, they look just like that. Simple, plain. I mean, they did the job, right? But with these ones, we have the theme of the Billy Cheese skull just like continuing throughout the bike, which we try to push even further. So what is there still for us to do, and which modifications do we still want to do? This guy. We definitely want to change the derby cover and the primary cover to also all black, because that just still is way too much stainless and chrome, and it's like, nope, that needs to be black too. So with our next service we will make sure to have it switched out as well. So these are the first initial like big things that are coming, other than the seat potentially, and then smaller things like changing the levers here, the mirrors, like little details here and there to make it more and more blacked out. And then step by step we're just going to change it to more and more blacked out parts and blacked out little details. Only a couple of spots, like the logo here, these guys, like still have a little bit of a sparkle here and there, but make it more and more custom, make it more and more beautiful. And I mean, of course, if we can come across anything else we want to do, we definitely will jump on it. And then one thing we're probably going to buy rather sooner than later are those guys. So if you remember from a video back then, we lost the dummy cup before. Definitely want to have these in black too, and flush mount, so they don't stick up just like that, but are kind of pretty much flush to that. A nice beautiful black. So this will just clean the bike back up and just has these nice smooth lines, like very slick, very elegant, minimal designs. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now, for all the little changes we did, especially also over the winter. And also the little extra few things we still want to do throughout the year. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or things you did to your bike, just let me know down in the comments below, because there are so many options out there that you can modify and personalize your bike, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to stop with those. So until we see each other in the next video, I hope you guys are riding safe and having tons of fun out there. Bye.